صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الدين عند الله الإسلام. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد. Continuing along the theme of the last 5 nights, I start first with the azma, the importance of these gatherings that we have here in Edmonton Center, the Islamic Shia Center of Edmonton. And there's a hadith from our 8th Imam, Imam Rada Salawatullahi alayhi. The Imam says, addressing to Shabib, he says, "O son of Shabib, if when you hear the event of my grandfather Hussein in Karbala, and when you cry a few drops of tears, even just one tear, Imam says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not only forgive your gunahan saghira, but He will also forgive the immense and the big gunas, the great sins as well, gunahan kabira." There is such great azma of these gatherings. And I emphasize the word gathering because there are a number of ahadiths that are there about such gatherings from our Imam. And it talks about gathering, it doesn't talk about being alone only, it talks about getting together in the umur of Ahlul Bayt. And there's a hadith from the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu says, "Lillahi ma'al jamia." Allah's blessing is with the community gatherings that we have. It's so important to understand the role of this center and the role of these gatherings. All those who give service. I gave you the hadith yesterday of the sawabs and the blessings that the Imam sends to you. When you come and open this center, whether you attend these centers, these are not our centers. They are called Imam Bargas. Whose house is it? Our Imam's house. No other than anybody else. Imam's house. And to make these houses abad, flourishing, is the true sign of us Shia and Ali. We should be present in such centers. This is where we should be found. And all those who gather here, in every way, those who come and give their condolences to our Aimma, or whether those who come and do service for the community. There is great ajr from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Janab Fatima Zahra, praise for you. Such great is the importance of this. And it is not something that is ordinary that we should have just centers. When Ayatollah Bahishti was asked that in Frankfurt in Germany we have a big Islamic gathering, what sort of centers we should have? Ayatollah said our centers should be fit. Our Aimma make our centers such that when people come, they feel that they are coming to the house of our Aimma. And we should adorn our centers definitely. But the biggest adornment of the center is our gathering here. And of course the Majalis Hussein, wherever they are held. And inshallah, tomorrow or other time I will cover the hadith from Medina where our 4th Imam gives importance of holding majalises in various places. We welcome in our majalis, if we do majalis at home, we welcome our Aimma's footstep in our homes. We have great sawabs for these gatherings. But it's very much appreciated when Muslim, our brothers, our Shia brothers, our Mu'mineen are holding majalises. They are holding at a time, for example, I heard the announcement about the majlis that's going to be held on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday in our Mu'min brother's house. It's held at a different time, so there is no clash of time. Because the importance of the azma of this Imam Bargha is maintained by holding majalises. In the time when the center has decided to hold a majlis here, if there are majlises held everywhere else, this is a humble opinion of the Adna Zakir, that the center's importance is undermined. And it is just from experience that I may tell you, I've been to many centers, and there was one center I visited many years ago, and it was a small industrial unit that they had converted. They had converted into Imam Bargha's industrial unit. And Alhamdulillah, when I visited that center many years afterwards, the center had doubled. There were many more people. People who had come from subcontinent of Pakistan, India, and from East Africa, Khojas. And in that center we had Khoja, Priya, Biradarans, we had our brothers from Pakistan, from India, from everywhere they were there. Even the Iraqis who used to come. The Iraqi had a huge center. The Lebanese had a very big center in that area. But their youths used to come here because they were finding the guidance that was getting here. The Iraqis were coming, the Iranis were coming. But unfortunately the institutions, which is very important institution, to hold majalis at home, started clashing with the times of the Imam Bargha. And soon the Imam Bargha lost its momentum. I'm very sad to hear now, I've been told, that one of the factors that resulted in that Imam Bargha being closed was the fact that majalises were not well attended in the Imam Bargha. And the few people that wanted to join, they joined up in the big center where they now go and listen to majlis in Arabic and English little bit, but the other people have now had to start doing it back at home. So it's quite important to understand the azma of this center and the survival of the center. We want to make it as vibrant as possible. We should empower our youths. We have to ask that question. Why are our youths not coming here? I was very impressed by Brother Kambar's email to all the youths. Where are you? Very good email. But we have to ask ourselves a question. Are we delivering something, or are we missing out something that we are unable to deliver to our youths? And that is why they are not coming. Because these centers, Alhamdulillah, I've seen the walwala of the mu'mineen here. They are true Muhibban Shia Ali. And they will continue while they are here. But the future is these youngsters. They are going to take over this Imam Barghas. Why are they not filling? If there are 80, 100 youths between the boys and the girls in this community, why aren't they coming here? Have we missed some trick? Have we not empowered them? Have we asked in other centers? Youths have been told once a week, once a month, you will run the program. You will do Dua Kumail in English, with English translation. They have PowerPoint presentation in most places now, where Dua is being recited, and there's simultaneous PowerPoint presentation where people can see the meanings of the du'as, so they can understand what's going on. That empowerment is very important. And indeed, you mu'mineen know that we want the continuity of the institution of Azadari. We have to instill in these youths that love of Ahlul Bayt. And we can only do so if we empower them and we accommodate for them how we are going to do our functions. Inshallah, you will give a thought to the few things that I have said today. But as usual, I extend my condolences to Janab Fatimatu Zahra Salamullahi alayha. And to the Waliul Asr, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan Salawatullahi alayhi. On the 6th night of Ashara Zainabiyah, the days when we gather together to remember the Masa'ib of those ladies, those members of Ahlul Bayt who were taken as prisoners from Kufa and Sham. We remember al-Masa'ib. We remember Sharikatul Hussain, Janab Zainab. How she took the message, how she brought the message of Hussain to every corner. We remember little Janabe Sakina on the gates or on the holding the bars of the prison, calling youngsters, "Oh my youths, oh my young ones, come and listen to the story of Karbala, who my father was." That was the message that we have come to remember. How in the bazaars of Kufa and Sham, Zainab, whose voice was not heard by people when Mawla Ali was alive, when Mawla Ali died, when Mawla Ali was poisoned, he asked Mu'minin, "Please go away, as my daughter Zainab and Kulsum are crying, I don't want their voice to be heard." And this Zainab stood up in Kufa and Sham to deliver the message of Mawla Hussain. That message, that mission of Imam Hussain is what we are here to remember. And as I mentioned the youths, I say to you that when Imam is here, he comes to Azakhana, he cries for us as well. He cries for his child. He cries for the state of Ummah. And one of the biggest state of Ummah is the state of how the challenges that our youths are facing. The youths in the Western world that we live in have number of challenges. When they go to colleges, they have peer pressure. They have a society that works quite differently. And here as a Muslim youth trying to hold and save his iman, he finds he's struggling. He finds he has to justify. This is why the topic I chose this Muharram, this Ashara Zainabiyya. That Islam, how we can explain the religion of Islam, not only to the non-Muslims, but also to our other Muslim brothers who have wrong impression about Shia faith and our practices. But our Muslim brothers, our young brothers, face great challenges. They get, living in a university campus, they get challenges where friends have a go at them. You're not coming clubbing, you're not coming to socialize. What sort of person are you? How come you're not a social person? How come you're not participating with us? Our youths face lots of challenge. They have allurements of this world thrown at us just like we have. But they have a greater challenge amongst the youth culture that is there. There is the culture to be so-called cool. We have to be cool. We have to be part of the society. The peer pressure comes in. In every aspect of life, youths face a challenge, and we have to provide. It is this center that will provide the solutions for them. We have a duty to bring the message of Hazrat Ali Akbar to the youth. We have the duty to bring the message of Hazrat Qasim and Awna Muhammad. How they gave everything they had for Islam. Our youths need us. And indeed, the girls, the young girls, when they wear hijab and they go to the centers of studies, whether it's university or other places, what sort of challenges they have, how they are looked at, and how they have to bring confidence. As one alim said, one of the greatest tabligh is when a girl from our Islamic center, wearing hijab and observing modesty, goes into the universities and centers and follows her Islamic way of life. Automatically people will look at them. Who is this person? Why is she doing this? And they ask questions, and they can do great tabligh. So there are a great number of challenges for our youths. There are distractions like drugs and other culture that exist in the Western society. There are distractions of clubbing, as I said, every other aspect. So we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah may give tawfiq to our youths to become the true followers of Ahlul Bayt. And I was talking about life. An Urdu poet says, "Kya bataye tumhe hai kidhar zindagi? Kya bataye tumhe hai kidhar zindagi? Hai Ali jis taraf hai udhar zindagi. Hai Ali jis taraf hai udhar zindagi." Then he tells us, and I will translate it for the youth that don't understand later on. De do aale Muhammad ki ulfat mein jaan. De do aale Muhammad ki ulfat mein jaan. चाहते हो जो बारे दिगर जिंदगी. चाहते हो जो बारे दिगर जिंदगी. जिंदगी भर करेंगे सनाए अली, जिंदगी भर करेंगे सनाए अली, हमने ली है इसी शर्त पर जिंदगी, हमने ली है हमने ली है इसी शर्त पर जिंदगी। करबला में ये साबित हुआ है वफा, करबला में ये साबित हुआ है वफा, जिस तरफ हुर गए हैं उधर जिंदगी, जिस तरफ हुर गए हैं उधर है जिंदगी। So this few couplets talks about what is true life. What is life? Life, if you want to know where is the true life, follow the footsteps of Mawla Ali and you will find where the true life is. It says, we have got, give your life away for Ali Muhammad if you really want the life forever, the life of the hereafter. Give your life away for Ali Muhammad. Spend your life in spreading the message of Ali Muhammad. Today, yesterday or last couple of days, I've been speaking about marjaiyat. And I want to move my topic. There are lots of issues that I wanted to cover and I may have to go a bit faster. But it's important that many important issues. We have seen, for example, recently another earthquake in this world. In Indonesia, where there are so many Muslims. We see issues like this. And inshallah, I will cover what is the Islamic perspective of issues like tsunami and earthquake. And also the rights of women in the later majalises towards the end. Today, I want to just cover, after having understood who the marja are. I have brought an email that was published in England by a group of brothers who went to see our grand marja, Ayatollah al-Ulama Ali Sistani, Sayyid Ali Sistani, and what his message recently is for us. He says, first, after completing your wajibat, obligatory and abstaining obligatory actions like namaz and all other actions, and abstaining from your forbidden act, haram, muharramat, the most important duty for you is to take care of your Shia brothers. Help them in every way possible, by your influence, by your position, by your money, by your du'as. Take care of this, of a fellow Shia brothers, wherever they are in the world. This is why in the theme through majalis is every day I've been talking about various Shia brothers in various parts of the world. Then he goes on to remind that your children should not forget their mother tongue. He says, mother tongue, their own languages. Retain your languages. Because Allah has created you in various qabail so that you may be understood. Retain your languages wherever you are. Then he talks about education. I remember when he was in London and a number of people went for audience with him, he emphasized this again and again. In London he did this, and in this email I see that he talked to this Mu'mineen who went to Ziyarat recently. He says education of both the worlds is important. Along with the Islamic education of this world, Islamic education is also of the foremost value. Very important. There are a number of other things. He talked about coming to Ziyarat in this danger. And he specifically said, he encouraged Mu'mineen that those who can come should certainly come to Karbala and Najaf. He mentioned that Kazmain and Samara is in a very difficult position and it may not be possible for you to go for ziyarat there. But do come for ziyarat of our Mawla in Karbala and Najaf. And then, very important, he turned to the Muslim unity. He talked about unity. He says, we should not say anything derogative, anything that will destroy the unity of the Muslim. He emphasized that 3 times. And this is why I referred to you to Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi's YouTube video. If you listen to that clip, it comes very positively when you talk about Islamic unity together. Because our common enemy out there, who is anti-Islamic, needs to have a message that Muslims are together. But, as I said, we will continue explaining why we have different practices, but the unity is very important. And then he has explained how we should address other aspects of the society. I leave that today. But the important points I have taken in the message. And if you see that the first point he mentioned was the importance of doing your ibadat. I remember great ulama when I'm in my time when he met people who had come from Western societies, and he talked to them and he said, that you are here for namaz jamaat, and they are impressed by people who had come for namaz jamaat. And then he says to them, for you in the West, the degree of difficulty is so great that the important thing for you is to maintain your ibadat of wajibat. Mustahabat, people who do mustahabat in the subcontinent or in East Africa where the society is Islamic, it's much easier. But for us in the difficult environment, ulama say, maintain your ibadah. And how can we not maintain ibadah? How can we forget? Because our sixth Imam Jafar as-Sadiq in his last moments, and you've heard this from many ulamas before, says our shafaat, because our Aimma do shafaat for us on the Day of Judgment. But he says our shafaat is not for those people who take salah, namaz lightly. The ahmiyat of namaz. I just want to go a little bit of ahmiyat namaz before coming to the topic about when our Sunni brothers say why you pray together and why we pray separate. And what is the proof from Quran and Hadith about that. So that we are equipped as we go along on various points. So our Imam says our shafaat will not reach you if you consider namaz light. Now what he said was not praying namaz. Just considering light, taking it easy, giving it other things precedence over namaz. This is what our Imam says. And how Mawla Hussain in Karbala showed us. I want to show you the example in Karbala. Most of the adults have heard it many times. The battle was raging. It was Zohar time. And Abu Samama Saydawi says, Mawla, it is namaz time. Can we pray for the last time with you? Mawla replies, Zakarta salat. You have remembered salat. Allah will count you amongst Musallim. Imam prays. And then Imam says, oh Abu Samama, you have really pleased me by remembering namaz. And how that namaz was established? There are people in front. Saeed is in front, taking arrows on his chest and on the shields, while Imam is leading prayer and those ashabs that remain are praying namaz. Arrows are being fired and namaz is being established. The importance of namaz when our Mawla is teaching us. The question I want to ask our youngsters, when there is namaz time, do we stop? If you are watching a very important baseball match, a TV, we know we could record it, but no, do we stop for namaz? Can we remember the namaz of Mawla Hussain? How, when the namaz finished, Saeed had arrows all over him. And he says, Hal wafayta yabna Rasulillah? O son of the Prophet, have I carried out my duty? And then he passes away. His last path is done. This is the namaz. This is the namaz, the lesson of namaz that Karbala established. How seriously do we take namaz? And haven't we seen the namaz of Mawla in the last moment? In the bed of arrows, he's in the sajda praying his namaz. And how lightly we take namaz? Don't we remember the adhan of Ali Akbar on the day of Ashura? Doesn't it remind us of azan namaz? I want to cover important point that I wanted to cover after introducing the importance of namaz, which I'm sure you're aware. But this mimbar is to remind you. Reminder, zikr. Our Ahl Sunnah brothers tell us, what sort of namaz do you pray? You combine prayers. You pray Maghrib and Isha together. And Zohar and Asr together. Why do you do this? Where is authority. We think that the namaz that we pray is correct. We want to 5 times, there are 5 times prayers. In fact, if you turn to any fiqh of Islam, whether it's Shafi, Hanafi, Maliki or Hanbali, all of them agree that there are times when the namaz can be joined up together. But Ahle Shia, the Shia fiqh, the Ahle Jafari fiqh, are very clear that at all times and conditions it is acceptable to join the Zohar and Asr and Maghrib and Isha. And whenever we have a dispute, where do we turn? We turn to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Surah number 17, Ayah 78. Look at the wordings. There's no time for me to go through the Arabic versions. Perform the prayers from the midday until the darkness of the night. Verily, the recitation of Quran in the early dawn is witnessed. There are 3 times mentioned here. The midday, the darkness of night, and the early dawn. 3 times. We all agree there are 5 prayers. But in Quran here, it mentions 3 times. And even the great Sunni scholar, when he was asked to interpret this verse, he says that this is the correct version. Now, another verse that came, Surah number 50, Ayat 39. Glorify the praise of your Lord before the rising of the sun, before its setting, and during the part of the night. Now you all learn it. All it said was rising of the sun, before the setting, and part of the night. Before the rising of the sun. It's the Fajr time, and between noon and before the setting is the Zohar, Asr, and the Maghrib and Isha. So Quran has given leeway about these timings. These ayahs, and there's another ayah, actually says that there are 3 times for these 5 prayers, very clearly. And if you look at the hadith, Imam al-Bukhari in Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 510 and 529, book on the times of prayers. He says that the messenger of Allah observed the Zohar and Asr prayers and Maghrib and Isha prayers together on a number of times without being in the state of fear or traveling. It's on the old books that it says that you can pray together. And then Sahih Muslim in chapter 6, hadith 50, 54 and 58, 62 says, Ibn Abbas narrates that the Holy Prophet used to recite number of times these prayers together. And then it goes on to say, Ibn Abbas asked the Holy Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, why do you allow, there are 5 times prayers. He actually asked, why do you allow the combining of these prayers, of Zohar, Asr and Maghrib, Isha? At that time, the Holy Prophet said that he did not want to cause the difficulty to his nation, to his ummah, and Allah has allowed this to reduce the difficulty. So it's important to realize as Shia, when we pray, we have nothing to hide. It is Islam that we are following. The Prophet did it himself. And it is important that sometimes we realize, I remember a situation, sometimes our brothers get into that situation, Muslim brothers, where a recent convert in England, he was an Englishman, he converted into Islam. So sometime back this is a situation, and we heard about it afterwards. He converted to Islam through our brothers, and it was the month of Ramadan. So first of all he converted at night, and he was told next morning you have to fast. So he has to fast. The guy has never stopped, not having even missing a lunch, he's told to fast. So he fasts. Then he's woken up early in the morning. Wake up, wake up. You have to do nafila. So he starts doing nafila. And then he said, okay, Fajr namaz. And they says, oh, you do recite Quran after Fajr. I sit down. Sit down. And soon he's not got time to even go home or go to the mosque, to his house. And soon it's time for Zohar. Just a couple of hours rest he's had. And Zohar, come on, let's pray Zohar. He prayed Zohar. He tries to grab a lunch. And then there's Azan of Asr. Let's come for Asr now. And it goes on, Maghrib, Isha. And it was a month of after Isha, just after he's broken his fast, he felt, oh, now I can feel strong soon. Maghrib, and then Isha time. And then it came Tarawih. And he stood in the Tarawih, he did it for a few days. And then he said, it seems Islam is a religion that is only for those who are free and have only time. So we have to understand where we are going. Yeah. Because he decided that this is difficult for me. No, Islam is the religion chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna deena inda Allah Islam. Islam is a perfect system of guidance. Islam is a religion that will give us that contentment of our soul. Islam is the perfect guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we live in an era where everything is questioned. Why do we need religion? They ask, why do we need religion? We say, okay, Islam is the best religion, but why do we need religion to start with? We can exist without religion. What is the objection against religion? Oh, it brings restriction in life. Do this, don't do this. But when we look at it, all restrictions are not bad. If somebody is suffering from diabetes, if doctor says don't have sugar, he will not have sugar because he knows that restriction. We know that if we have food and drink in excess, we'll become ill. We'll have extra cholesterol, we'll have wrong type of food that we may have. All those restrictions we accept for the sake of health. When it comes to the sake of the body, soul, we find, oh, it's a restriction. So all restrictions are not bad. You can't discount just Islam or religion because of restrictions. Secondly, man is a social animal. We have been created so that we may live and be with each other. We have to be with each other. We cannot live alone. And we, as a result, have to have mutual rights and respects. When we live with neighbors, we're going to find out what is the neighbor doing. Am I hurting that neighbor's rights? Am I in any way encroaching on his rights? But if you were living alone in a jungle or in a remote place where there's nobody, I always give my younger brother example. That for example, in a city long way back here, where there was nobody here in Edmonton, maybe many hundred years ago, if there's a person living alone and he had a vehicle, he doesn't have to follow any traffic signs, any traffic lights. Doesn't have to stop when there is red because there's no other vehicle to think about. But we as human beings live amongst each other. We have to have rights. We have to understand that there are needs for rights and laws that will govern us so that human society can live, exist peacefully. Then those who oppose religion say, okay, we agree. We need rules. Without rules we cannot live. So let the parliament, let the king make the rules. The king makes a rule. If there is a kingdom or there is a royal king ruling a country, he will only make the rules what he understands, which is limited. He'll have bias. He will think this is right because some of his own ones think that that is right. So all rules will have bias. Even democracy, which is election by people. But haven't you heard about pressure groups? There are, for example, the biggest reason that till today, number of countries still openly advertised cigarettes and tobacco. Why? Because on one side, there is harm of cigarettes. On the other side, the American Tobacco Company or whatever have MPs who are on their member of parliament who are under their influence, and they are sponsored by them, and they will always promote their aspect. So, in every way, whether there's a pollution lobby, there are economists, there are people who are running big factories, they will always say our economy will suffer. The Senate or the House of Parliaments or House that conducts and carries out the laws should not pass these rules. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most just. He has no interest. He has no bias. He will pass the laws that are perfect for mankind. He will pass the laws that are indeed the right laws. They are the just laws. The laws He has made us. He loves us more than our parents. He created the love in our parents. And when He passes the laws, those laws will have the most just laws in Islam. This is why Mawlaya Kainat, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi, says, have you realized, in Nahjul Balagha he says, have you realized what Islam is? It is indeed religion founded on truth. It is such a fountainhead of learning that several streams of wisdom and knowledge flow from it. It is such a lamp that several lamps are lighted from it. It is a lofty beacon of light illuminating the path of Allah. It is such set of principles and beliefs that it will satisfy every seeker of truth. And those who connected with Mawla, even those who connected with Mawla, understood the true meaning of Islam. The fact that the deen of Islam says, Min al-ayn, where have you come? Ila ayn, where are you going? Li ayn, what is the purpose of your life? Why are you here? Let us ponder. Because the Holy Prophet, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu says, Al-fitratu sa'ati khayrun min ibadati salati. A moment's thinking, pondering, is better than lifetime's ibadat. If you can think correctly. That's what happened to Hur. At the right stage he thought. He connected with Allah. So we have to say, Min al-ayn, where are we coming from? And even those who connected with Ahlul Bayt. We find Bahlul connected with Ahlul Bayt. How beautifully. I gave you the other example 2 days back about Bahlul. And today, I want to give you another example. Bahlul was asked, Oh Bahlul, why do you keep on going to the graveyard? Why are you always coming out from the graveyard? What makes you go there? And Bahlul replied, he said, I go there, there is a great big caravan of people there in that graveyard. And they are waiting. So somebody asked Bahlul, Bahlul, what did you talk to them? What did they say to you? He said, I asked them the question. Why are you waiting here in the graveyard? Why are you still here in your graves? And they replied back to me. They said, Bahlul, we are waiting here for our eventual final journey, but we are waiting for you to join us. One of these days, you will be with us here as well. So it's an example that we all have to go towards this situation. Today, there are one or two points that I want to quickly cover before moving to Urdu Majlis. You see, the institution of Azadari, I covered before, through Sahih Bukhari, how the Holy Prophet was the first Azadar. When Jibreel was the first Zahir Hussain. And we need to understand, our youths need to understand what is the importance of Azadari. This is the institution that keeps us alive, our faith alive. And there are a number of questions which they are legitimate, they should ask, and they do ask. For example, why? What is the necessity of crying? And how can we say that what we do is okay? Allama Ali Naki, he in his book Tafsir Namuna reminds us, he says, don't you remember the event of Hazrat Yusuf and Hazrat Yaqub? Hazrat Yaqub was told that Yusuf is not in front of you, but he's alive. He was taken in the grave. He was in the well and he was saved. Allah informed Yaqub that Yusuf is alive. But just from the firaq, from the distance of Yusuf that Yaqub could not bear, he cried and cried till he lost his eyesight. This is what Quran narrates. How much love Yaqub had to Yusuf. In Karbala, there were 18 Yusufs. How can we not cry? How can we not cry? There were Yusufs and Yusufs, like Ali Akbar and Abbas. This crying is thought not appropriate by our Quran mentions this crying. And in nowhere, Quran mentions it in a very positive manner, as if this was a good action. And look at the love of Yaqub. When Yusuf is found and his brothers bring kameez, his shirt, back to Yaqub, Yaqub puts it in his eyes, and all those 80 years of blindness goes away. This is in Tafsir al-Nabuna. His blindness goes away, his eyesight come back, just with the smell of the shirt of Yusuf. And we are told that why we have alam, we have to understand, our youth have to understand how Quran has guided. We have heard that when Hazrat Hamza was martyred, how Azadari was established by the Holy Prophet. He asked the women of Ansar to join us in expression. I haven't long time to discuss this issue. I just want to touch upon important issues. Our marja, and one of the marjas of the time, Ayatollah Fazl Lankarani, was asked specific questions about Azadari. And he was asked that, what is your view about Sinazani and Matam that we do here? And Ayatollah Fazl Lankarani said, this is in izhar muhim. Yani, this is an essential demonstration of your love for Ahlul Bayt. This is the status of Matam. Let's not be ashamed to do. And Ayatollah Khomeini was asked, and he said, this Matam that you are doing, it is as if you are stepping on the chest of the Kufr. You know, when this pageant goes by, you know, when the military, you see, in Canada we have our maple leaf flag, and the military would march past, with their march past. Nobody will tell them that you're doing something wrong. They are march past it. For us, this Ya Hussein, is our demonstration. And our maple leaf flag is not the maple leaf flag. People in Canada certainly can be proud of the country and have, but for us, also Shia, we have another flag, which is the alam of Abul Fazl Abbas. We should be proud to carry that alam. That is our sign of Abul Fazl Abbas. And then, most Mu'mineen are here learn it. The marja was asked, wearing black clothes while praying salah. As you know, that number of marjas have made makruh to pray with black clothes. But in event of Azadari Hussein, or with the gham of Hussein in your heart, he says, his actual word is that it is better to wear black clothes in Azah and pray namaz with it. Because normally, in normal situation, you can wear your white clothes, which is recommended sunnah. But for Adha Hussein, it is better to wear black clothes, to show your izhar on the gham of Hussein. Then, we say about alam. I told you about the maple leaf. In Quran, there is when the event of Hajj is narrated, and how Hajra, you see, you got to understand that Hajra had Hazrat Ismail, a little baby with her, and she did Safa and Marwa up and down. Till today, Allah has established Sunnah of the Safa and Marwa and says, these are Sha'irullah. There was one Ismail, he was not slaughtered by an arrow. He was just there thirsty, and it became Sha'irullah. We have 18 Bani Hashim martyred in Karbala. How can that not become Sha'irullah? This alam that we have, we see the connection that we have. These are all Sha'irullahs. We have to understand that they help us to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, our marja are very clear that there are some instances, like Kumazani, people take sword and hit their head. At present, the marja say that it should not be done because it does not enhance the azadari or the message of Imam Hussein. Anything that does not enhance the message. Even in the past era, I remember Ayatollah Guru Jaddi, when there was an institution where they used to take shabi of Janab Zainab. Lady was to make shabi. And then it was said, this is misleading, do not carry those institutions. But the azma of Azai Hussein is so great. And Azadari, Azadar, your martaba, your status is so great. Inshallah, one of these days I'll give you the hadith of the status of Azadari. But there was a great marja, Ayatollah Hussein Muzahiri. It is narrated that this Ayatollah, when he was reaching 60 or 70, he suddenly started losing his eyesight. He couldn't see. And he was, they were looking at, he had great difficulty in reading his books. And he prayed a lot to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then one day, as he was in his prayers, there was a procession, a julus of Mu'mineen Azadar walking, saying, Ya Hussein, Hussein's house. Ayatollah Mazahiri went out and heard the julus. And then as the people passed away, he took a dust from where the Azadaran had walked and put it on his eyes. Put it on his eyes. It is narrated that Ayatollah Hussein Muzahiri never needed spectacles after that. It was the Aqidah in his heart. He never needed specs. No operations after that. Because his eyesight came back. Why would it come back? We heard how Yaqub's eyesight came back from just putting the shirt of Yusuf. This is the love of Ahlul Bayt that was being expressed. So Azadari has great impact. And inshallah, our youngsters will understand the importance of Azadari. Today, I want to move to Masaib now. For English, brief Masaib before a little bit of Urdu Majlis and Masaib. The importance of this Ashara Zainabiyya, why we gather together. You see, Janab Zainab had great love for her brother Hussein. Great love, since childhood. And since childhood, Janab Zainab noticed that her brother Hussein, Mawla Hussein, was always was feeling thirsty quite often. And whenever she saw Mawla Hussein thirsty, she used to rush, get a glass of water and give to Hussein. Oh Bhaiya Hussein, have a glass of water, you are very thirsty in the heat of Medina. That is how Zainab grew up with the love. I will turn to Janab Zainab. This is Ashara Zainab here. Oh Janab Zainab, on the day of Ashura, you stood on Tila Zainabiyya and you saw how Shimr advanced towards Mawla Hussein. Mawla Hussein asked for a drop of water. That drop of water was denied. That drop of water was denied. And how Shimr took his sword and how he beheaded Mawla Hussein. How did you bear this, Janab Zainab? Oh Zainab, how did you bear this? And when we look at Janab Zainab's love, O no Muhammad, I gathered on the night of Ashura and said, Oh Muhammad, tomorrow is the day of sacrifice. You are the sons of Jafar and Tayyar and grandsons of Ali. Tomorrow you have to show your bravery. Janab Zainab prepares On and Muhammad, prepares them for he says, Oh no Muhammad, tomorrow, if Mawla Hussein, anything happens to Mawla Hussein, and you are alive, how will I face Janab Fatima Zahra, your daddy, in Qiyamah? This was the love of Janab Zainab. How much love she had. So much love that when the bodies of Ono Muhammad were brought to the tent, Zainab did not cry. She went to the sajda and shukr. Oh Allah, you allowed me to sacrifice my all in Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Zainab, Janab Zainab, जिसने इस्लाम का झंडा, जो इस्लाम मौला हुसैन का मिशन था, कैसे आगे बढ़ाया। एक शायर कहता है, ज़ैनब न तुझे भूलेगा ये सारा ज़माना, ज़ैनब न तुझे भूलेगा ये सारा ज़माना, اسلام کو سایہ تیری چادر سے ملا ہے. اسلام کو سایہ تیری چادر سے ملا ہے. زندہ میں رو رو کے کہتی تھی سکینہ. زندہ میں یہ رو رو کے کہتی تھی سکینہ. ہر زخم مجھے شمر ستم غر سے ملا ہے. روئی یہ زمین اور لہو رویا فلک بھی. روئی یہ زمین اور لہو رویا فلک بھی. جب شہ کے گلے شمر کے خنجر سے ملا ہے. How this شاعر is explaining this. And another شاعر explains the importance. یہ ایک اور شاعر جو ماں کی عظمت، کربلاؤں کی ماں کی عظمت سمجھاتا ہے. چند مصرے پیش کر کے میں آگے بڑھ رہا ہوں. ماں تو پھر ماں ہے مگر کربلا میں ماں کو دیکھ. ماں تو پھر ماں ہے مگر کربلا میں ماں کو دیکھ. مقصد سرور پر مرنے کی رضا دیتے ہیں ماں. جنگ کے ہتھیار میں کر کے خود آرستاں. چھوٹے بچوں کو مجاہد بنا دیتی ہے ماں. ریفرنگ ٹو دا سیکریفائس، جناب زینب کی سیکریفائس. بس یہ دین حق اسلام کو بچانے کے لیے کیا کیا قربانیاں دی ہیں. دین حق اسلام جو انسان کو انسانیت سکھانے کے لیے لایا گیا، جو انسان کو انسان بنانے کے لیے، انسان کو وہ عبد بنانے کے لیے کہ اللہ خود کہے کہ اے میرا بندہ تو اتنا بلند ہو کہ میں تجھ سے پوچھوں تیری رضا کیا ہے. یہ اسلام کا صحیح مفہوم ہے. اور اسلام کا سب سے اہم پہلو توحید. کیا بہترین انداز سے حضرت ابراہیم، جناب ابراہیم نے بتایا. 100 سال کے بعد بچہ پیدا ہوا اور جب حکم ہوا اللہ سبحانہ و تعالیٰ کا کہ اے ابراہیم اسماعیل کی قربانی دینی ہے. کیا خوب انداز سے حضرت ابراہیم نے قربانی دی. کیسے قربانی دی کہ آج تک جب حاجی جاتے ہیں تو وہی قربانی سنت ابراہیم میں دیتے ہیں. اور جب آپ نے دیکھا، جیسے میں نے انگریزی واز میں کہا کہ کیسے ہاجرہ اور اسماعیل کو ریگستان میں چھوڑا ہے. مکہ تب ریگستان تھا، نہ پانی کا کوئی سامان تھا، لیکن الہی اللہ کی محبت میں اللہ کا فرمان چھوڑ کے آئے. اور آج تک مومنین زمزم سے استفادہ کر رہے ہیں. یہ اللہ کی راہ میں قربانی دینے کا صحیح مفہوم. اور جب خود کی زندگی خطرے میں تھی، حضرت ابراہیم منجنیق میں ڈالے گئے اور پھینکنے کی تیاری ہو رہی ہے. اتنی بڑی آگ کہ اوپر سے پرندے چلتے تو چل جاتے، اڑتے تو چل جاتے. لیکن ابراہیم بس پوچھا گیا، جبرائیل نے پوچھا ابراہیم کوئی مدد چاہیے؟ تو کہا نہیں، مدد چاہیے تو اسی سے چاہیے جس کو میرا برا حال پتا ہے، اللہ سبحانہ و تعالیٰ. یہ توحید کا سبق. اور ہمارے ائمہ نے یہی ہم کو سکھانے کے لیے ہے. ہمارے ساتھ وہ امام موسی قاسم صلوات ایک دن بصرہ کے راستے میں چل رہے ہیں. چلتے چلتے ایک مومن اور ایک گھر دیکھا، بشر حافی کا گھر دیکھا. اور اس گھر میں سے میوزک، گانے کی آواز آ رہی تھی. مولا رک گئے اور دیکھا کہ ایک کنیز اس گھر سے نکل رہی ہے. کنیز سے ایک سوال کیا، اے کنیز یہ کس کا گھر ہے؟ یہ کوئی عبد کا ہے یا کوئی آزاد بندے کا ہے؟ بس ایک ہی سوال کیا، چل پڑے. جب بشر حافی نے دیکھا کہ ہمارے ساتھ میں امام نے کچھ گفتگو کی کنیز کے ساتھ، تو کنیز کو بلایا. کنیز یہ امام نے آپ کو کیا کہا؟ تو بشر حافی کو بتایا کنیز نے. ایک سوال کیا کہ یہ گھر کس کا گھر ہے؟ آیا یہ ایک عبد ہے، اللہ کا عبد کا ہے، یا یہ کوئی آزاد بندے کا ہے؟ بشر حافی نے سوچا ایک لمحے کے لیے سوچا امام کیا بول گئے، فوراً آنکھوں میں آنسو آ گئے، جیسے جو حالت میں تھا، پیر میں جوتے نہیں تھے، وہ دوڑ کے امام کے قدموں میں آیا، یا مولا آپ کے سوال نے میرے کو ہلا دیا، صحیح ہے میں ایک آزاد بندے کی طرح زندگی گزار رہا تھا، میں سمجھ رہا تھا کہ اللہ کے پاس واپس نہیں جانا ہے، میں اللہ کو جواب نہیں دینے کا ہے، بس آج میں نے پا لیا صحیح حق راستہ۔ اس کے بعد مجھے حافی امام کے پیچھے چلتا رہا ساری زندگی، اس کا نام حافی اس لیے رکھا گیا کہ پیر پہ کبھی جوتا نہیں لگایا، کیونکہ وہ کہہ رہا تھا کہ میں نے جب حق کو پایا تو میرے پیر میں جوتا نہیں تھا۔ یہ ایک منزلت ہے امام جب ہم کو ایک اسلام کا سبق دے رہا ہے، کیا بہترین انداز میں اسلام کا مفہوم اہل بیت نے سمجھایا۔ عزادار، ہماری شہزادی زینب شریکت الحسین کربلا میں اونو محمد کی لاش آئی تو نہیں روئی۔ عزاداروں، بیٹوں کی کبھی ماں، ایسے بیٹوں کی ماں کبھی بھول نہیں سکتی، بیٹوں کی محبت شہزادی زینب کے دل میں ضرور تھی، لیکن فاطمہ کے لال کی محبت اپنے بیٹوں کی محبت سے افضل کر دیا۔ لیکن کربلا کی صابرہ کے دل میں مامتا اس وقت ابھرا جب وطن آ کر پہلی بار اپنے گھر میں قدم رکھا۔ کربلا کے غمزدوں کی جب وہ غمزدوں وطن میں واپس آئے، تھوڑے دن گزرے تھے کہ جناب زینب کے شوہر عبداللہ ابن جعفر بیمار کربلا سے اجازت لینے کے لیے آئے اور التجا کی، بنت فاطمہ کو بھیجے، مولا حسین کا پرسہ دینے کا اب تک موقع نہیں ملا، اگر گھر کی طرف وہ آئے